right, both wrong. Truth's been gone too long. Tired of the day, cut through the haze. Truth ain't a weapon, it's a light, it's a blaze. Tired of the day, won't let it decay. Dodging the shadows, truth finds its way. Ink drips, red facts bleed on a paper. Voices crack, truths lost in the vapor. Fingers point at phantoms in the room. Tell me, Tyler, do we stand or assume? Tyler, the day, cut through the haze. Truth ain't a weapon, it's a light, it's a blaze. Tyler, the day, won't let it decay. Dodging the shadows, truth finds its way. Tempo shifts, heartbeats stutter, lies crack like glass, they mutter. Hands on the clock, ticking slow, ticking fast. Tyler, don't let the truth be the past. Tyler, the day, cut through the haze. Truth ain't a weapon, it's a light, it's a blaze. Tyler, the day, won't let it decay. Dodging the shadows, truth finds its way.
What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. I hope that amped you up for the episode because we have a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of crazy stuff to talk about. The main headlines of the day, of course, are the new South Park episode. I assume most people have watched it. There's also this massive story from RFK Jr. They're going to be reforming the entire organ donor process, as they should, because it's been talked about for years and all the issues with it, but we'll be going into that. And then we have another story. Unfortunately, we have another legend in the world, another massive celebrity. Hulk Hogan has passed away, so we'll be talking about that as well as any other stories I may come across. I don't want to jump into those just yet. I do want to look around and make sure that there are any other stories that I didn't find today. I was trying to look around for news stories today, but those were the main ones that were that people were talking about. But let me know if I'm missing something. But we can look around. We can look around here for a little bit. Look around on Yahoo News. Yahoo News is usually where I find some good stuff. Let's see. French President Macron says France will recognize Palestine as a state. Interesting. French President Emmanuel Macron announced Thursday that France will recognize Palestine as a state amid snowballing global anger over people starving in Gaza. Macron said in a post on X that he will formalize the decision as the United States national, he will formalize the decision at the United Nations General Assembly in September. The urgent thing today is that the war in Gaza stops and the civilian population is saved. Interesting. This also comes as he and his wife are, yeah, it's right here. French President Macron sues right-wing podcaster over claim France's first lady was born male, and they have responded to it, basically saying that they are going to prove it in court. So I don't know how you prove that. DNA maybe, or a doctor would have to confirm it. I don't know. Whatever. It wouldn't be hard to confirm that. So UK, France, and 23 other countries say the war in Gaza must end now. Yeah, a bunch of empty words. All we ever hear about is words. That no one ever takes action. Unless it's like a massive action. We never see any little action. It's always like words, more words. Oh, massive action, war. War breaks out, bombs. There's never any like in between. Can we have like some in between? Like, I don't know, start threatening Israel. Be like, all right, either you fucking end the war or we start dropping bombs on you. Like that's your option. None of this, oh, it must end now. Start threatening them. Be like, all right, either you stop dropping bombs on them or you get bombs dropped on you. That's the option. Because that's basically the ultimatum we gave Russia. An actual DNA test to combat internet trolls is effing hilarious. Yeah, literally. What was it? Here, I could pull it up. I had this sent from Sean's Eye View. Shout out to Sean. He sent this on Discord. Let me pull this up. This is from Milo Yiannopoulos. Let's see. Wrong chat. Over yonder. Right here. Milo, he said Bridget Macron vows to prove in court that actually she's an ugly woman in a cheap wig. Like, it's unfortunate. Either way, you don't win. Either you get proven to be trans, or you get proven to be an ugly woman. Either way, you don't win. So, I do feel bad for her. I don't think it's actually a dude. I think it's just a very masculine woman, and that's fine. The masculine women exist. That doesn't make them not women, but like I said, either way, that's a lose-lose situation. What did I pull up here? Oops. Okay, well, we'll talk about this because this is one of my favorite things from the Trump administration. This is my biggest issues. If we don't get Epstein, I will take that as long as right. Hear me out. If we don't get Epstein, I'll take that as long as we get the mass deportations. If we get the mass deportations, I can wait on Epstein. Epstein's not going away. I mean, what's gone is already gone. You can't make more of it disappear, or maybe you can. I could 100% be wrong on that. I literally don't know. But point being, if we can get the mass deportations, I would see that as a massive win in the least. Still a massive L on the Epstein stuff, but anyway. Trump's borders are to target sanctuary cities in U.S. We're going to flood the zone. Now, this is from a couple days ago, but Homan vows to escalate ICE operations after off-duty officer allegedly shot by an undocumented person in New York City. The Trump administration is targeting sanctuary cities in the next phase of deportations, the deportation drive, after labeling them sanctuaries for criminals. Following the shooting of an off-duty enforcement officer in New York City, allegedly by an undocumented person with a criminal record. Tom Homan, Donald Trump's hardline borders are. I don't know why you need to have hardline. Literally, you could just say borders are. It's Tom Homan. Trump's borders are. That's all you have to say. You don't have to add any. It's Donald Trump's stern borders are. It's like you're just adding like biased descriptive words at this point. Anyway, tangent I don't need to go on. Borders are vowed to flood the zone with immigration customs enforcement agents in an all-out bid to overcome the lack of cooperation he said the government's faced from Democrat-run municipalities in its quest to arrest and detain undocumented people. His pledge followed the arrest of 2 undocumented men from the Dominican Republic after a Customs Border Protection officer suffered gunshot wounds to the arm and faced an apparent robbery attempt in New York's Riverside Park on Saturday night. New York is one of several designated sanctuary cities across the U.S. Called so because the mayors and local councils have prevented law officers under their control from collaborating with federal immigration and customs enforcement, working on Trump's mass deportation scheme. Dude, stuff like this is what I mean. Trump needs to just send people in there and fucking arrest these people. They're going against federal law. This isn't state law. Your state law does not override federal law. It goes like this, right? There's the Constitution, then there's federal law, then there's state law, and then there's local law. Local law does not override state or any of the above. That's how that goes. So you as a state can't look at the federal government and be like, haha, that law you wrote? Nah, screw that. I don't care. No, that's not how that works. And Donald Trump needs to start enforcing it. I would love to see that. I would love to see it. And if, for those of you that don't know, if ICE was a military with its new budget, it would be the 3rd largest military in the world in terms of funding. The only more funded militaries would be the Chinese military or the CCP military. And the United States military. So it has a massive amount of funding now. I want to see it. I want to see these mass deportations. I'm going to work very hard to keep President Trump's promise and his commitment several weeks ago that sanctuary cities are now our priority. We're going to flood the zone. What we're going to do is deploy more agents in New York City to look for that bad guy so sanctuary cities get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the community and more agents in the work site. Yeah, I mean, essentially what Democrats have done inadvertently for Republicans is concentrate them, and I don't mean to use the word concentrate, but it's quite literal. They have allowed these illegal migrants to concentrate into tighter areas, and now that Donald Trump's going to be going after them, they're not spread out. They're not like in smaller rural towns. It's a lot easier to see those. So the fact that they are all concentrated into cities, it will be a little bit easier in terms of finding where they are. Just because it's like, oh, well, yeah, they're going to be in the sanctuary cities. Just look for the places that don't cooperate with us. That's where the majority of them are going to be. Let's see. If we can't arrest that bad guy in the safety and security of the county jail, we'll arrest him in the community. And when we arrest him in the community, if he's with others that are in the country illegally, they're coming too. Homan's comments came as at a news conference fronted by Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Secretary, focusing on the incident in New York, which left the unnamed Customs and Border Patrol Border Protections officer in the hospital. The 42-year-old agent was off duty and sitting with a female companion when he was reportedly approached by two men on a scooter shortly before midnight. The officer was not in uniform, and police said there was no indication that he was targeted because of occupation. An exchange of gunfire ensued when the officer withdrew his service weapon, apparently in self-defense. A suspect, Miguel Francisco Morel Nunez, was later taken into custody after turning up at a hospital in the Bronx with gunshot wounds to the leg and groin. Good. Yeah, no, this guy needs to be deported. And you know what it was? Because this is New York, they probably didn't expect this guy to be strapped. And it probably had literally nothing to do with his occupation as an ICE agent. It had everything to do with he was out late. They saw an opportunity and they were going to mug this guy, and they did not expect him to be strapped because it's New York. But he's a ICE agent and he is strapped, which good thing he was. So I hope for this man's recovery, full recovery, and I hope for the full extent of the law against these people. If depending on where they're from, maybe they should just be held here. If those are the kind of crimes if they're willing to take someone's life to steal stuff. I mean, I've said it before. The moment you put someone's life in jeopardy, you have forfeited yours. So whatever happens after the fact, until the threat has stopped, your life is forfeited. That's my firm belief. Anyway, what other stories were there today? Good stuff on the immigration. A lot of talking. There's a lot of talking from the Trump administration, and I want to see more action. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Let's see. Fully Chinese-made drone found in Ukraine for the first time. I saw another story the other day. They were showing images of a remote-controlled tank, a drone tank, which doesn't surprise me, but still a very terrifying thought that they don't even have to be putting people in these things. They could just be remote-controlling them like a video game from a distance. Man, I do not look forward to fighting the war against the government drones. And by drones, I mean literal drones and the actual human drones that'll just do the government's bidding. I do not look forward to the fight against them. Sitting at a desk, looking through a monitor, shooting at me and my friends like it's a video game. That does not. I do not look forward to that. Let's see. Oh yes, UK police on alert for immigration protests near London this weekend. Oh no, how dare they? How dare they protest about immigration? Oh no. British police will have hundreds of officers on duty this weekend to deal with protests linked to immigration. A regional police chief said on Wednesday amid worries over possible rioting. Good, dude. They should have a fucking revolution over there. Ben Julian Harrington said that he was aware of demonstrations were being advertised for Saturday and Sunday in Epping in the county of Essex to London's northeast after protests over the last week, which resulted in violent disorder offenses. We'll have a robust policing operation. Essex is safe. You will have hundreds of officers on duty. Yeah. Protest occurred outside about 20 miles north of London. That has been used to house asylum seekers. Yeah, asylum seekers, sure. Hit the thumbs up. George Washington will sense your disloyalty to America, rise from the grave, and give you a 1775 gender transition. Woo! Believe me, you don't want that. Hit the thumbs up. Absolutely, guys. Hit that thumbs up. We're almost at the goal. The goal is 10 right now. We really are going to have a drone/mech war future. Does that mean we should have the constitutional right to own drones through the Second Amendment? Yes, Boosh. Absolutely. Anything that can be used. Well, see, that's I just thought of something. So, Boosh, with that argument, if drones are a weapon, how do you make the argument that like cars aren't a weapon? Like, yes, they're transportation, but weapons aren't just weapons either, right? They're also tools for all sorts of things. They're equipment for sport, like they're all kinds of things. So when you get into I don't know, that's an interesting argument, because now I'm wondering, right? What is a weapon? How do you define a weapon? Because you have the constitutional right to bear arms, right? But what's an arm? Is an arm a weapon? And then what's a weapon? That's an interesting one that I'll have to think on. That's something I need to think on. My initial thought would be yes, but I don't know. You don't have a constitutional right to a car. Yeah, that's a good point. There's so much nuance. It's insane. Yeah, no, that's something I would have to have, like, I can sit here and opine by myself, but that's something I would need to, like, bounce off someone. Okay, that's something I'll bring up in the future, though. That's the interesting point. Interesting point. That's definitely a conversation that'll be held going forward, Boosh. I think it would become the same as tanks and jets currently. Yeah, that's fair, but you have the constitutional right to own a tank. At least the gun on a tank. You should be able to at least own the head of a tank, right? Drop some mech goats infected with super AIDS into the Middle East. Problem solved. Yeah, and then you get into bioweapons. I don't know, man. Let's see. What other news is there? What time are we at, too? I just don't want to get into the other stuff too quickly, because I know I'm going to have a lot to say about it. But I know that that's, like, not all the news that there is today. There's no way that those are the only stories. I guess what I could talk about is what we'll talk about real quick. Really sad. I mean, I'm not a super big wrestling fan, but I've loved all of the entertainment that Hulk Hogan has brought through the years, through his appearances in many shows and movies, through the memes that people have created through his just his acts and wrestling career. Just absolutely amazing. It's really sad to see him go. Hulk Hogan dead at 71. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died at 71. The WWE icon, real name Terry Gene Bollea, passed away early Thursday morning after medics were dispatched to his Clearwater, Florida home. DailyMail.com can confirm. 911 operators noted that the matter pertained to a cardiac arrest and the disturbing audio of the call. A Clearwater Police Department spokesperson said in a statement, Clearwater Fire Department and Clearwater Police Department personnel responded to a medical call at 9:51 a.m. today in the 1000 block of El Dorado Avenue. The nature of the call was for cardiac arrest. Hulk Hogan was treated by Clearwater Fire and Rescue crew before being taken by Sunster to Morton Plant Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. Really sad. Really sad. It's not surprising, considering his age. You know, the average age is around 74. Yeah, you can own a tank, Guido. You are right. Sorry. It is really sad, but what I was saying earlier and what I was thinking about earlier is that this is going to happen. This is going to start happening, as Mad Stork has pointed out as well, that we have a very, just, you think about a lot of these celebrities and legends that are alive today, and they are reaching that point where they are going to start passing. And it's really unfortunate, and it's something that we need to be prepared for, because it's not just celebrities, it's also people in our life. It's something that I myself need to prepare for. I have a very large family that has apparently a very long lifespan. I have great grandparents that are still alive on multiple sides of my family, and I'm very fortunate in that fact. But that won't last, and not everyone lives forever. And it's something that we all need to be prepared for. So it's unfortunate, but him and Ozzy Osbourne aren't going to be the only ones this year that we that we'll be missing. It sucks. Anyway, let's move on to some other news. Now that I've thoroughly depressed everyone enough, let's see if we can lighten the mood. What other? Oh, here we go. This will lighten the mood. Thank you, Yahoo News. Let's lighten the mood, guys. Let's lighten the mood. Really sad. Really sad. Thoughts go out. My thoughts. And if you pray, you should pray for his family as well as everyone for Ozzy Osbourne. Anyway. Candace Owens' response to the Macron lawsuit. What do we got here? The life of Candace Owens, it works like this, said the popular right-wing commentator on her podcast on Wednesday. I wake up, I stretch, I have a cup of coffee, and then I am served with a lawsuit. Owens explained that she has just been sued by the first lady man of France, repeating her contentious claim that Brigitte Macron, the wife of French President Emmanuel Macron, was born male. It's a claim that Owens previously said, I would stake my entire professional reputation on, and which she may now have to, as the Macrons seek to take Owens to trial, filing a 2019-page complaint before a Delaware court on Wednesday that alleges she has subjected them to a campaign of global humiliation. So as Tim Pool brought up last night, how can you make the argument that it's humiliating in any way to be transgender? How is it defamatory in any way to be transgender? You would have to make the argument that it is a negative to be transgender. There's just no winning in this. There's only wins for Candace Owens. This can only go good for Candace. Oh man. Yeah, this has lightened the spirits. The Macrons are represented by Claire Locke, a law firm that specializes in high-profile reputation cases and is perhaps best known for serving as co-counsel for Dominion Voting Systems in its historic $787 million lawsuit settlement against Fox News over the cable network's 2020 election lies. The complaint against Owens' request not yet specified actual presumed punitive monetary damages, such other and additional remedies as the court may deem just and proper. This was really a last resort, lead counsel Lead counsel Tom Clare told CNN about the lawsuit. We have attempted to engage with Owens for the last year, putting evidence in front of her, request after request after request, that she just simply do the right thing. Enough is enough. I mean, what evidence, though? Because that's the thing. Like Tim also pointed out last night, how does Candace know that she is a woman? How does Candace know that she's a female? Which I'm sure trans people are going to love the argument, which I can look at her. She looks like a female. She just looks like an ugly woman. I don't like the argument that, oh, she doesn't look like a woman. Whatever. There's a lot of trans people that look like women. That doesn't make them women. Just because she doesn't look like a woman doesn't make her not a woman. I think it's fucking hilarious. Same thing with Michelle Obama, but I believe the Michael Obama conspiracy. I'm in favor of the Michael Obama conspiracy. There's been so many videos where you can see his microphone dangling between his legs, and man, got a bigger microphone than me. Anyway, I'm fully prepared to take on this battle, Owen said. On behalf of the entire world, I'll see you in court. That's fucking hilarious, man. I can't wait to see them in court. That'll be hilarious. Let's see. Let's jump to Donald Trump's Truth Social. This just got put out right before the show went out. Let's see. Let's refresh. Make sure he hasn't tweeted anything else. Sometimes that happens. There's been a couple shows where like I'll talk about what he tweeted or truth or whatever, and then I'll end the show. And there's something I missed. Is Obama into futa? I don't know. Michael Obama is a shower, is a shower, not a grower. I guess you would know, huh, Shitty Gov? You can own a tank. I'm so glad Hulk got baptized before he died. Shitty Gov, I don't know if that's something you wanna ask. Anyway, getting ready to head over to the Fed to look over at their now $3.1 billion plus construction project. Also, present will be Federal Chair Jerome Powell, Senator Tim Scott, Tom Tillis, and Director Russ Vought, Chairman of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, Bill Pultz, a bunch of people. So he's going to have a bunch of people there. I hope he live streams it. I want to see that. What is this $3.1 billion project at the Federal Reserve? The Federal Reserve is just an office managing our fucking monetary system. Like what do you need a $3.1 billion office for? You could do that from your home. Like you want to talk about work from home shit? This is some work from home shit. Women don't have dicks. The fuck is wrong with the world? Women don't have. Yeah, I know, shitty gif. Donald Trump, he had a comment on the Hulk's passing, Hogan's passing. He said, we lost a great friend today, the Hulkster. Hulk Hogan was MAGA all the way, strong, tough, smart, but the biggest heart. He gave an absolutely electric speech at the Republican National Convention that was one of the highlights of the entire week. He entertained fans from all over the world, and the cultural impact he had was massive. To his wife, Sky, and his family, we give our warmest and best wishes and love. Hulk Hogan will be greatly missed. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. What is this? I wanted to watch this. America is the country that started the AI race, and as president of the United States, I'm here today to declare that America is going to win it.
As we gather this afternoon, we're still in the earliest days of one of the most important technological revolutions in the history of the world. America is the country that started the AI race, and as president of the United States, I'm here today to declare that America is going to win it. My administration will use every tool at our disposal to ensure that the United States can build and maintain the largest, most powerful, and most advanced AI infrastructure anywhere on the planet.
What this executive order will do is establish fast-track permitting and ensure that the federal government is working to get data centers
100%
approved and
fishy.
through the permitting pipeline as quickly as possible. What this next executive order will do is promote the export abroad of American AI models to ensure American AI dominance in the future. And lastly, sir, this executive order will ensure that when the federal government procures or promotes different AI models, that those AI models are ideologically neutral, that they don't embrace wokeism and critical race theory and all of these terrible theories that have done so much damage to our country.
Is this an AI video? Right? Is this an AI video? I'm actually AI. You know what is AI, guys? That fucking South Park episode. I think I'm ready to start ranting about it. Guys, this South Park episode fucking sucks. It's terrible. I mean, okay, so before I get into my criticisms, I'll say what I liked about the video. What are you guys saying in the chat? Beware of the internet. The hornies are everywhere. Yep. Is this an AI video? We are already past the point of singularity. Whether that AI is advanced enough for it doesn't matter. The problem is the box is open and we will never close. That bill sounds like the opening to an AI horror movie. Yes, it does. I want to know how long and how much more advanced DARPA's AI is. Yeah, who knows what the government's got behind closed doors in terms of their AI, man. We talk about it all the time. I mean, not even just the government, just the companies that own a lot of these AIs. Who knows what they have and are working on, because we just have the public model. Anyway, back to my thoughts on this South Park episode. If you haven't watched it yet, I do recommend you go and watch it just so you have context to what everyone's talking about. But yeah, this episode fucking sucks. Things I liked about it. The opening was okay. Cartman is complaining about NPR getting shut down and whining about it to everybody because it was his favorite show and he liked hearing all the woke people cry and complain about things that didn't matter. But one of the examples he brought up was some girls getting stoned to death, and he's like, you know why they were getting stoned to death? Because they were raped. And it's like, that's the joke. Again, I thought it was kind of, I didn't think that part was funny. I thought the NPR part of it was funny, but they don't elaborate on it. They don't expand on it. So that kind of sucked. So that the opening was funny. There was a scene where Jesus is being forced into the school is one of the plot points. And Butters is walking through the school, and then he's like looking at Jesus weird, and he feels uncomfortable. He's like showing that he's uncomfortable. And then Cartman jump scares him, and he's like, Butters! Fucking scares the shit out of him. That was funny. I like that. It's classic South Park and Butters. So that was another good one. Another part I liked was Randy. Randy was upset when Stan told him that Jesus was in the school, and Randy was like, I don't think they can do that. So then he, like, when they get into bed later that night, he's sitting next to his wife, and he's, instead of talking to his wife about it, he pulls up Chat GPT, and he's talking to Chat GPT about, are they even allowed to have Jesus in the school? And it's just a brief, really quick clip. I thought that whole scene was funny, but they don't expand upon that. I hope they expand upon that in future episodes. What else did I like? Man, I mean, there were like a couple things I liked after that. The opening scene for Trump was okay. There were just so many things that I found were lazy. My biggest issue with this is that they introduce a lot of plot points and ideas and then don't expand or elaborate on any of them. Unbiased thought or unbiased take on in this next statement I'm about to make. The actual plot of this episode is woke is dead, Trump is president again, Trump is fat, has a small dick, and is sleeping with Satan. That's the plot. Woke is dead, Trump is back. And then they have a bunch of, like, that's the primary that was my unbiased statement, unbiased take. That is my take, unbiased, on what the actual main plot of the episode was. And then they have like 20 other like side plots during the episode. They bring up the NPR stuff, how that's Cartman's favorite show. They bring up how Cartman wants to off himself because no one cares if he says retard and faggot anymore. They bring up the AI one. What's called PC Principle is now Power Christian Principle, which they explain that a little bit. Mr. Garrison is not portraying Trump anymore. Here, I have it right here. This is Trump right here in the new episode. That's what he looks like. They made him look like, if you've seen the previous episodes, yeah, it's actually Trump. In the previous episodes, they've made fun of Saddam Hussein. That's another one of the jokes in the episode. So for those of you that like have never watched South Park, you wouldn't get the joke. It should have been RP Principle. Yeah, it should, dude. It should have been no, dude. It should have been RW Principle. It should have been, yeah, Red Pill Principle, Right Wing Principle. There's so many different. That's my biggest complaint about this, and I don't know if you agree, Melted, because Joey vehemently disagrees with me. Him and I were going on a text chat back and forth. He thinks this is an amazing episode. I vehemently disagree. This is a terrible fucking episode. Every single joke they do make, they make in the laziest way possible, and they could have done way better. We know South Park. We know the kinds of jokes they make. They're not afraid to make jokes. They're not afraid to do it in this episode either. They're not afraid to offend people. Donald Trump has full frontal nudity in this episode. They repeatedly show his tiny wiener. Like, that is one of the main plot points, is that tiny wiener. He has tiny wiener. Need to watch the full episode before I give my opinion. No, like I said, watch the full episode. I heard that Paramount took it down. I watched it on X, but a lot of the accounts are getting taken down that they're sharing it. So yeah, watch it wherever you can. But there's just so many things that they didn't expand on that they could have, and there's so many jokes that they could have done that they just didn't. Like, I don't know, man. Like, here, I could show this clip because they show his wiener here, but you can't fucking see anything. So if I get taken off YouTube or anything, that's literally bullshit. That literally could be like a finger. That's nothing. Let's see, play it. This is a scene from the episode. Come on, I gotta refresh. Let me refresh.
Nobody makes fun of me and gets away with it.
What a terrible fucking audio. Ignore the captions at the bottom too. Yeah, the audio is just fucking terrible. Yeah, I can find a better clip. Let me go find a better clip on X. Let me not have that screen up though, because they do show. There are some things I probably can't show on YouTube. Let's see, South Park. I just want to see some clips. lame. Garrison as Trump was genius. They bring it up, but again, they don't like expand upon it. Like the townspeople go running into Garrison's house and are upset at him. Okay, like here's an opening scene. I could show some of this. All right, here's an. Yeah, I think that's a good call, Melted. It probably, the joke is definitely going to be that it's actually Saddam. About Trump is not Cadian. Yeah, same, but as Saddam. Yeah, I think Melted's got the right call on that. I hope it's Saddam in a Trump mask, and Mr. Garrison is actually Trump. Yeah, Mr. Garrison is actually Trump in the South Park universe. That's the other thing that's annoying about this. Is if you're a fan of South Park, Trump never existed in South Park. It's always been Mr. Garrison. Mr. Garrison is actually Trump. So I actually do hope that that's actually the plot point that they're going for, is that Saddam Hussein is posing as Trump. That would be pretty funny. But I don't know, just overall, the episode's just not that funny. The Epstein stuff, that's literally the only time the Epstein stuff gets brought up at all. Maybe they'll elaborate on it more in a future episode, but I don't know, man. Like, this as an opening episode to the season was just so bad. Like, it kind of leaves on a cliffhanger at the end, but even the cliffhanger is not even good. Like, I'm not even excited for the next episode. I'm gonna watch the next episode just because I want to see where this goes. I love South Park, but as someone who's watched South Park, watched all the episodes, watched all the movies multiple times, this is not their best work. This is one of their worst. They could have done better. There were so many missed opportunities, and it sucks. It sucks, man. I'm gonna wait to see what Joey has to say about it. Joey found humor in it. I'm looking forward to seeing what he found humorous in it. Sure, there are things that are funny there. Like I at the start of my whole spiel here, I gave examples of what I found funny and what I liked. But there's just like my issue is that things aren't expanded on. They don't like go into more detail. It's all surface level. The jokes that they do make are like, I don't know. I guess my argument is that the jokes that they do make are lazy, and they miss the opportunity to make even better ones. I don't know. I have higher standards for South Park. I have much higher standards for South Park. Anyway, back to that article. How did the White House react? So Trump White House spokesperson Taylor Rogers told Rolling Stone on Thursday morning that the left's hypocrisy truly has no end. For years, they have come after South Park for what they labeled as an offensive content. But suddenly they are praising the show. Just like the creators of South Park, the left has no authentic or original content, which is why their popularity continues to hit record lows. This show hasn't been relevant for over 20 years and is hanging on by a thread with uninspired ideas and a desperate attempt for attention. President Trump has delivered on more promises in just 6 months than any other president in our country's history, and no fourth-rate show can derail President Trump's hot streak. What's up, Shitty Gov? Shitty Gov sent the $1 Rumble rant. What's up, dude? He said, Tyler, my kid wants to stream. We're doing an unboxing video tomorrow after Sean's Eye View. 5:30-ish p.m. Central tomorrow. We will unbox the Bass Motherload. Sorry. The Bass Motherload from Mystery Tackle Box as a test stream. Hell yeah, man. Good luck. Is that going to be on your Sick of Shitty Gov channel? What channel is that going to be on? Shout out the channel. You should be able to link it in the chat, too. Everyone check that out tomorrow. That'll be cool. I've bought a few of those mystery packs, but I've never bought one of the big ones. It sounds cool. Anyway, the other thing, one of the most fucking egregious things about the South Park episode, indefensible. I want to find it. South Park. I forgot to bring it up because it was right at the end. And it was just it's so lazy. South Park Trump AI ad. I think AI ad. Here it is. Okay, here you go. This is what they played at the end of the South Park episode. There's context to it. You have to go watch the episode to get the context for why they made it, but essentially the townspeople get sued by Trump, and part of the settlement they have to do pro-Trump messaging. So this is South Park's quality. But I'm assuming this is AI. This doesn't look like a Trump actor. This looks like some high quality AI that they probably put a lot of time into. We've seen a lot of high quality AI videos recently. This looks like a high quality AI Trump video with a voiceover. And again, like I'm trying to find the humor in this. It's like what's the joke here? I'll read that in just a moment. What's the joke here? Again, Trump's fat, has a small wiener, and loves the country. Like, haha, I'm laughing.
He's not afraid to.
Oh wait, hang on. I like the way he says it. Says the America part. Saturday live fishing from SS Old Shitty, starting at 9:10 a.m. on my Sick of Shitty Gov channel. It'd mean a lot if he got some likes and shit. Friday unboxing, 5:30 Central. Saturday live fishing, 9 to 10. Hell yeah, man! I'll make sure I repost it and whatever. I'll make sure to be there to support you. Once they bought Casa Bonita, South Park went downhill, but Casa Bonita isn't trash anymore now. No, it's not trash, but you can't get a seat for like 2 years. I'm sorry, his skin is white, too white, not orange enough. Yeah, he gets spray tans. But let's watch the rest of that. Thanks, Tyler. Sorry to derail. Yeah, of course, Shitty Gov, you're good. But guys, this is literally towards the end of the South Park episode. This is fucking terrible. This is so fucking lazy from, like, I don't know. I don't think it's funny. If you guys find it funny, that's cool. If people find it funny, cool. That's not funny to me. Like, there's so many better ways to make fun of Trump. So lazy. So fucking lazy. Yeah, so this is following the Paramount streaming deal. South Park kicked off its 27th seating after a hiatus of almost 2.5 years, and one day after creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone reached a $1.5 billion streaming deal with Paramount. That's what fucking pisses me off, dude. I don't have a job. I don't make hardly any money from this, and fucking they can shit out an episode like this that doesn't go anywhere. They've been gone for 2.5 fucking years. They make $1.5 billion on a new deal. And this is the first fucking episode they drop? This is the first fucking episode? Like, dude, it's ridiculous. The amount of fucking money you're getting. I was ranting about it earlier on my Helldiver stream. That's why I'm a little hesitant to go back into it, because I'm just rehashing what I already said. I know you guys haven't heard it, but this is fucking ridiculous. There's so many people in the world that will bust their asses every fucking day, way more than I could ever. And they don't make hardly as much as this. And all they have to do is animate some shitty little fucking cartoon that has some lazy fucking jokes. They put some AI images spread all through it. It's just fucking sad. It's just fucking sad. I have way higher standards for South Park. Way higher standards. Parker and Stone reached the deal after a months-long bidding war, according to the Los Angeles Times. Paramount is the parent company of Comedy Central, where South Park airs, and CBS, which has received widespread criticism over its decision to cancel The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Yeah, that was one of the jokes, is that, guys, we need to stop making fun of the president. Like, Jesus comes down, and he's like, Jesus has to be in the schools, because Jesus is owned by Paramount. And we need to stop talking about the president, because the president can do whatever the fuck he wants, and we're going to get canceled like Stephen Colbert. Like, literally, that's one of the jokes they make. And it's not even a joke. It's more just like a statement. Well, I get 3 to 4 hours of full charge. Oh, you guys are talking about other stuff. Power bank. Yeah, I'm talking about streaming and stuff. Hell, I make comic books seem like old 80s cartoon episodes for free. They did that with 1.5 billion. The fuck? That's what I mean. That's why I'm so pissed, man. And like I said, I'm looking forward to Joey's stream later. I believe he's doing it on doing a nightcap on it. But this is not South Park. This is not South Park's best, man. Give it one more episode before you give up on South Park. I'm not giving up on South Park. No. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying to say that South Park has fallen off. South Park has not fallen off. They're not going to fall off because of one episode. This could all be set up for, like Joey made that point too. There's just setting it up for the rest of the season. But my issue is that this is their first episode to set up the season, and the setup was fucking garbage. That's my point. My whole point, because I know this is their setup episode. My whole point is that this is their setup episode, and they could have done way more with it. I look forward to seeing what they're gonna do with the rest of the season. I really do. I'm not giving up on them. I'm not. Paramount said it was canceling the late night talk show because of financial reasons. Yeah, I didn't talk about that, but Stephen Colbert, I mean, they were running at a $40 million deficit, so I don't know why it cost $60 million to host a show like Stephen Colbert. Like, give me $60 million. What the fuck? I would do insane, amazing, entertaining things with $60 million. Just saying, but that's just me, I guess. Anyway, what happened with South Park season 20? I don't care. Yeah, oh yeah, it's called Sermon on the Mount, by the way. And the sermon that they have on the Mount, yeah, during the premiere episode titled Sermon on the Mount, Trump is shown lying in bed, Satan arguing with the Canadian Prime Minister and complaining about the size of his penis. Trump insinuates that he wants to have sex with Satan, but the devil turns him down. Like, I don't know. I didn't find it funny. I hope it's Garrison is being held by Saddam, and Coon and friends need to save the day. Like, that's what I mean, though, Melted, is like there's so many things that they can do, and what's fucking sad, Melted, is I don't think they're gonna do that. Like, that, what you just said would be so funny. Tim said in his segment earlier on this, dude, they could have done a segment, and they still can, but they could have done a segment with the Epstein stuff, as an opener to introducing the Epstein joke to South Park. The opener should have been a press conference and Donald Trump shutting down questions from reporters. Like they should be asking questions about like the first question should be about something that happened, like maybe the Texas flooding, and then all the questions following that should be Epstein, and he should just shut all of them down. But like, hey, why are we even talking about that guy? Moving on, next question. And then we go to the next question, and it's another question about Epstein. He's like, why are we talking about that guy? Don't worry about it. Relax. And then he's like, next question. And it could just be that. Dude, just imagine how fucking funny that would have been. Like, I heard Tim give that general idea earlier. I expanded upon it a little bit. That would have been so much fucking funnier than what they did. Like, the joke they did there with Epstein was, people are tweeting at Satan that Epstein is on the fucking list, or that Trump's on the Epstein list. Like, that's how you chose to introduce that. People are the way that South Park introduces the Epstein joke is Satan is getting tweeted at that Trump is on the Epstein list, and he's calling them bitches on Twitter, and then Trump is saying, relax, don't worry about it. Like, that's so fucking lazy. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, guys? Has anyone actually seen the episode that fucking liked it besides Joey? I don't know. I didn't like it. I thought it was a terrible episode. What time is it? Man, we're okay. The time's going pretty quick. Let me see. What do I want to move to? What is this? What do we have here? I don't know what that is. You know, I should check James O'Keefe's X account every now and again, just because sometimes this stuff gets buried. Like, that vaccine stuff didn't get talked about a whole lot. Like, did Tim even bring it up? I don't even know if Tim brought that up. If you only get your news from Tim, imagine all the things that you're missing. Sad. What the fuck? What is this? I don't like that intro. That's fucking with my eyes. I don't know what that is. CIA, FBI trained me. Laura Loomer exposes deep state's role in political espionage. What? Well, this is his investigation into Act Blue. But Act Blue raised $800 million so far in 2025. Jesus, what? Why has Act Blue raised $800 million? I mean, I guess because it's not real people donating. Probably why. Oh, wait, maybe this is on the whitehouse.gov now. Let me see. Whitehouse.gov. Yeah, White House. White House. I was trying to look at executive orders earlier. Nick's order was saying that, let's see, news, presidential actions. He was saying executive orders. Okay, yeah. Here it is. It is posted. All right. Switch back over. So Nick's order is reporting. Wait, what? Okay. I don't know what that is. President Trump is signing an executive order, or has signed an executive order now, to force cities to remove vagrant individuals from our streets and restoring order to American cities. So what is in this order? Let's find out together. All right. By the authority vested in me as president. All right. Endemic vagrancy, disorderly behavior, sudden confrontations, and violent attacks have made our cities unsafe. The number of individuals living on the streets in the United States on a single night during the last year of previous administrations was 274,224, which was the highest ever recorded. The overwhelming majority of these individuals are addicted to drugs, have a mental health condition, or both. Nearly 2/3 of the homeless individuals report having regularly used hard drugs like methamphetamines, cocaine, or opioids in their lifetimes. An equally large share of homeless individuals reported suffering from mental health conditions. The federal government and the states have spent tens of billions of dollars on failed programs that address homelessness, but not its root causes, leaving other citizens vulnerable to public safety threats. How long is this? Oh, geez. I don't know if I want to read the whole fucking thing. Let's see. Let's get the highlights. So that's purpose. Section 2, restoring civil commitment. Let's see. In appropriate cases, they will seek reversal of federal or state judicial precedent and the termination of consent decrees that impede the United States policy of encouraging civil commitment of individuals with mental illness, pose risks to themselves or the public or are living on the streets and cannot care for themselves in appropriate facilities or appropriate periods of time. Oh? Appropriate action to, in appropriate cases, reverse federal precedent or judicial precedent. Huh. I think he's setting up the framework to open back insane asylums. Ooh. Provide assistance to state and local government. Enforce prohibition on open illicit drug use. Enforce prohibition on urban camping and loitering. Enforce. So yeah, they're just going to start enforcing the laws that they have on the books for squatting, camping out, loitering, open drug use. Overall, great. I need to look into this more. I don't want to delve into it too deeply right now. We'll read a little bit more of it. I got some time here. It's not like there's major news today or anything. I mean, there is major news. They're stealing your organs, but we'll get to that soon. Anyway, enhance requirements that prisons and residential reentry centers that are under the authority of the Attorney General or receive funding from the Attorney General require in-custody housing release plans and, to the maximum extent practicable, require individuals to comply. Yikes. Okay. Let's see. Talking about issuing money, increasing accountability. I mean, overall, cursory thoughts, just initial thoughts. Great. I love it. I think this is great. That's my initial thoughts. We'll see. Smash that like button. Tell the algorithm that you appreciate Tyler's efforts. Thank you, N. Skelly. I appreciate your efforts to get that like button up. Your Discord link never works for me, Tyler. I don't know why. Maybe I gave it the wrong one, or maybe it has an old one. Let me see. Got the link right here. Yeah, I think it's posting the wrong link. Maybe that's why. Here you go. Have this link. Join my Discord. Never mind. Disregard. It worked this time. Oh, good. It worked. Well, there you go. I sent it. I read that all Rumble rants are read as soon as possible. Penis are gobblemongers wearing red shirts today. What the fuck did you just make me read? Thank you, Matt Sorg. Thank you. Yeah, it worked for you guys. Yeah, join the Discord if you guys want. We can talk about stuff on there. You can yell at me on there. I have a call-in portion on there as well if you guys want to try to call into the show. No one ever calls in, though, so I haven't used it yet, but I'll use it someday in the future. But Tyler's in a red shirt. I am in a red shirt. Wait a minute. Mad Sorg's having a stroke on Rumble. Okay, penis gobblemongers are wearing. Again, I have to ask, is anyone in the chat, we have 28 beautiful people watching. Have any of you seen the new South Park episode? And am I alone in thinking that it's one of their worst episodes? It sucks. I didn't like it. Let me know. Disagree with me, somebody besides Joey. I was already looking at the chat. What the hell? Anyway. Trump names Tulsi Gabbard hottest person in his administration. What the fuck? That's the title. He made the comment that she's the hottest in the room. Okay. Anyway. I mean, he's not exactly wrong. She is quite good looking. Let's see. Ukraine demands Zelensky Putin talks. Russia proposes brief truce. Cool. Let's see. Trump's Epstein nightmare worsens amid new revelations and a GOP revolt. Today at 6 a.m. Jeffrey Epstein morass surrounding President Donald Trump is deepening amid growing defiance by some Republicans and despite the administration's most inflammatory attempt yet at distraction. Let's see. The storm is intensifying in Congress. The House Vote Oversight Committee to subpoena the Department of Justice for files related to Epstein worsened Trump's political headache. Yeah, they were trying to release like child porn with that, so that was fine to fall through. Message on Discord. Who messaged me on Discord? Ah, okay. It is Reality Pocket's birthday. Go follow Reality Pocket. Do that. Do that now. Monger, one who sells or promotes. Gobble, to insert mouth or swallow. Male phallus. Yep. What's confusing about this? Matt Stork is having a stroke on Rumble. Yes, he is. Matt Stork often has strokes. He strokes a lot, actually, some say. Trump responded to the ballooning crisis, the oldest trick in the political book, pushing a conspiracy theory against Barack Obama. Oh, is that the angle? Is that the angle they're going for? Okay. A decade and a half after his false claims about the 44th president's birthplace electrified his coalition and political career, he enlisted the top U.S. Intelligence official, Tulsi Gabbard, who misleadingly claimed in a theatrical White House appearance that Obama's handling of Russia election meddling in 2016 mounted to a coup to destroy Trump's first presidency, a day after her boss accused his predecessor of treason. Well, she investigated, and according to her findings, that's what she believes. So there's no evidence that Trump did anything wrong or illegal in his interactions with Epstein. But oh, wow, actually, CNN's reporting that. Okay, there is no evidence that Trump did anything wrong or illegal in his interactions with Epstein. Right, CNN's reporting that. But days of stalling by the White House and new disclosures drove speculation to a fever pitch over the relationship in the 1990s, early 2000s, long before the wealthy financier was charged with the sex trafficking and abuse and died in prison in 2019. The frantic confluence of events on Wednesday underscored Trump's failed attempts to put a lid on the Epstein drama, the most serious challenge to his authority over the MAGA base in either of his administrations. In fact, the storm is now gathering its own momentum. It's increasingly hard to see how the president calms it. This is just like an opinion piece. This is not news, CNN. Yeah, this is not news. This is just an opinion. Anyway. That is horrifying. I don't want to see that. It's fucking terrible what's going on in Palestine. That's what I will say. 2 families cross the rubble in Gaza. I mean, what? U.S. cuts short Gaza ceasefire talks and accuses Hamas of lacking good faith. Dude, fuck you. Fuck our government. Fuck Israel. I was on Israel's side after October 7th. The information surrounding October 7th, you know, there's conflicting reports. So there's some reports that show or say that they waited hours, if not more than 7 hours, to actually legitimately respond in a meaningful way to the attack on October 7th. If that's true or not, doesn't matter. The fact that the attack happened and the way it did was disgusting and terrible. Following that, I was in full support of a response. But where we are today has far overblown the scope of where that retaliation should have been. They are conquering Gaza. They're murdering children. They're murdering babies. They're murdering families. I don't mean to be hyperbolic, but this is quite literally what's happening. It is not terrorists that they're murdering. and you cannot claim these people to be terrorists when they defend themselves. You look at pictures. You can pull up Google Maps. Pull up Google Maps. You can go back in time on Google Maps. Their houses are being turned to rubble. Yeah, yay. Yay. Thank you guys for the like goal. Really appreciate the support, guys. That's awesome. But their houses are being turned to rubble. How would you react to your family's house, your friends' houses being turned to rubble, your friends or family starving to death because of your neighbors blockading other countries from trading with you? How would you feel having your life uprooted? How would you feel to know that your sister got shot in the head on her way to find food for you and your family? Like, I would become a terrorist in the eyes of the IDF by the actions I would take following things like that. So it's just fucking terrible. The bad timing grunt birthday sounds, that's what they're there for, Shitty Gov. I love it. Sorry, I don't mean it sounds so serious. I'm getting fed up with the fucking Palestine debate. The grunt birthday sound effect was always meant to be a bad timing sound effect. That was perfect. I loved it. The original, but the original wasn't clear, so I added. Okay, you guys are talking about that stuff. It was the GPS of what Gaza looks like. I think Mad Stork showed us that got me pissed at Israel. I wasn't happy before, but that was horrendous, dude. That's what I mean. Like, it's a genocide. I don't want to be one of those lefties screaming about this shit, but what Israel is doing in Gaza and in Palestine is absolutely a fucking genocide. They are looking to uproot a specific race of people. They are looking to unhouse and relocate a specific group of people. They are killing a specific group of people. And when they fight back, they're labeled as fucking terrorist. Who's the real terrorist? Who's the real fucking terrorist? The definition of terrorist is to fight against or to fight people in terms of political means. By that definition, the Israelis are the terrorists. The political motives for their attacks are very clear. The motive is that they want the land. They want their land, and they want to uproot the people of Gaza. That's a simple fact. And there are so many things that led up to the attack before October 7th. It didn't start with October 7th. It's not going to. It didn't end with October 7th. It's still going, and it's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting that the United States and the Donald Trump won't just cut ties entirely. Like I was saying earlier, I forget if it was on this stream or my Helldiver stream, I'm in full support of bombing Israel if that's what it takes to get them to stop what they're doing in Gaza. Because all these other countries, I read an article just a moment ago, all these fucking countries that are like, oh, strongly worded letter, stop murdering children, Israel. Stop it. It's bad. Very bad. Stop doing it. No, bro. If I was president, I'd be like, hey, Israel, listen here. Murdering children, right? For what? What's the reason? Oh, you want the land? Okay. Well, how about this? We'll take your fucking land. We'll bomb your people. And when you tell us to stop, we'll call you terrorist. That's what I would do. That's what I would. This is fucking egregious. And the people defending this shit is disgusting. I have so many people that I've seen on the right that are like, oh, we have to defend Israel. It's the Holy Land. No, the fuck it's not. Jews don't care about you. The what's called Christians that they were defending in Syria was just was a justification for them to strike Syria. They wanted any reason to strike Syria, and that was the one given to them. 50 Christians being targeted in Syria. Israel could not give less of a fuck. Sorry. That's just a fact. Anyway, enough ranting. I can go on another rant about other stuff. Let's see, what other news do we have? Biden sells memoir for roughly $10 million, less than Obama and Clinton. Former President Joe Biden will receive $10 million in advance for his memoir about his presidency, as reported by the Wall Street Journal. Well, yes, he should receive less, because one, he caused inflation, so he should get he should get less because of that. Just call that the inflation tax. And then also there's less to write about. There's not a lot happened in his presidency that he actually did. So Not a lot to write about. Probably a smaller book. If it's more pages, I would be surprised. Me personally. Anyway, me personally. That's the quote. Quote of the day. That's my catchphrase of the day. Me personally. This show is all about me personally. Hearing my voice, hearing my words. I'm a narcissist that loves to hear myself talk. That's actually not true. I fucking hate to hear myself talk. When I have to make clips to, like... I think that's the good thing, is that I can disassociate. So when I, like, go back to look at clips of myself to make segments or shorts or anything like that, I can disassociate to the point where, like, I just don't recognize that as my own voice, and it helps a lot. Because the moment I'm sitting there thinking about, like, oh, this is just me, oh, I know what I'm gonna say, I fucking hate it. I just want to do literally anything else. Other news: Donald Trump's been signing a ton of executive orders for AI. We talked about that a little bit. He's been signing a bunch of trade deals. Amazing, great stuff. Love it. Other main talking point I wanted to talk about today. I've learned to appreciate my voice. Yeah, I appreciate my voice too. You know, I have an amazing voice. I love my laugh. My laugh is amazing. I absolutely love my laugh. My laugh is contagious. Anyway, and that's because you're laughing at me, not with me. But anyway, so besides the major stories of the day, Hulk Hogan and what was the other one? South Park. That seems to be what everyone's talking about. We also have this. This is, guys, this is one of my worst fucking nightmares. RFK Jr. is ordering changes for organ donation network as a report has found dozens were not dead when harvested. This is horrifying. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said. Horrifying doesn't even begin to describe this, man. You go into a hospital for a procedure and you have a doctor weighing whether or not to give you proper treatment because he can use your organs for some other person in the state or in the country or whatever the case may be. The fact that is even a possibility fucking terrifies me. The fact that there's a possibility that I could be sitting there on a surgical table with my life in someone else's hands, and they have to sit there and weigh the pros and cons of letting me fucking die so they can harvest my organs and sell them for millions of dollars. Or I should say hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is horrifying. And this is exactly why I just went to the DMV to go and get my real ID because I need it for future flights I have planned. And I removed myself from the organ donor registration for exactly fears like this. And my fears have been proven to be valid. It's fucking terrifying. Amid reports that organ donors may be at risk for having their body parts harvested while still alive and kicking, the Trump administration has launched a sweeping reformation of the U.S. organ transplant system. The move, announced by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., comes on the heels of an investigation by the Department's Health and Human Services Administration that revealed disturbing practices by a major organ procurement organization. Our findings show that hospitals allowed the organ procurement process to begin when patients showed signs of life, and this is horrifying. Kennedy said in a statement, "Guys, they weren't waiting for you to be dead. They were letting people die. They were letting people die. They were taking them to operating tables. There's cases that I'm gonna read here that'll fucking haunt you. There were people on their way to the operating room to have their organs harvested, and a doctor had to stop it. They had to stop them halfway to the room because they went, wait, he's still moving. Maybe he's alive. Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck. If that doctor didn't say anything, they would have brought you to that room and harvested him. And the story says that man lived. That one doctor technically saved his life by saying, hey, wait a minute. Holy fuck. If your organs were worth more if your organs would be worth more in any other person's, but I get what you're trying to say, Melted. Your organs could be worth way more in someone else's body. And that's what they have to, wait till AI decides if you should live or die. That's terrifying, man. You're on the fucking surgical table, AI diagnoses everything's fucking wrong with you, and then they're like, life expectancy is this, and then they're like, depending on, based on your habits in life and based on the trajectory of where you're going, this is where you're projected to be in life, and we're going to harvest your organs to give it to this individual who needs them to live longer than you. Like, it'll be, God, that's dystopian as fuck. But we're talking about reality. We're talking about things that are in those things are things that are in the future. What's happening here and in the now is that doctors have to weigh whether or not to actually save your life or to let you die, or not even that, right? Maybe they just don't do a thorough check of you're alive or not, or maybe you get slipped into a coma and you can't consent, and they just harvest your organs anyway. So many things, dude. Fucking terrifying. The administration directed the Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network, which links organ donation and transplantation professionals through the country, to reopen a case involving potentially preventable harm to neurologically injured patients by the federally funded Organ Procurement Organization, which is serving in Kentucky, Southwest Ohio, and part of West Virginia. The department did not name the organization. The New York Times recently reported that the federal inquiry had begun last fall after a 36-year-old Kentuckian Anthony Thomas Hoover II, his organs were pursued. They pursued his organs even as he shook his head and drew up his knees to his chest. Hoover's sister, Donna Rahir, had previously told the NPR that she felt betrayed by the fact that people that were telling us he was brain dead, and then he just wakes up. Dude, like, that's what I mean. They're sitting there telling you, oh, he's brain dead, let us harvest his organs. He's never gonna wake up. There's no hope. Let him die. Let us kill him. He won't wake up. There's no hope for him. Give up hope. Sign the consent form. It's fucking disgusting, man. And it's not just our own government, it's private companies and shit. God, it's fucking horrifying. This is, I don't get nightmares. This is the kind of shit that haunts me, though. This is the kind of shit that I can get into a car accident, and the fact that I currently have organ donor. Currently, I have organ donor. I get into a car accident, and I have to have major surgery, and there's a possibility that I don't make it, and that you have a doctor sitting there. Well, if we go through with the surgery, it could damage some of these viable organs. And we could just let him die since he doesn't have a chance. And the fact that that's even a fucking possibility. There's a Doctor whose episode on that. There's a Doctor Who episode on that kind of, Tyler. AI ran Medicare, but I'm an organ donor, dude. Get off that. Get off organ. Like, organ donation in theory is a noble cause. I would love to, give my body to science and stuff like that, but the risk it puts me in for my own health, I am not taking that risk for someone else. I'm sorry. I'm not going to have my life cut short so they can take my organs. Oh, well, at least I'm not wearing a red shirt today. Right. Exactly. You can at least be thankful for that. I'm now questioning things with my mother's passing 20 years ago. I can't decide if I want to punch something or just get disgusted, especially since that covers Kentucky. I don't know what the situation is with your mother, man, but again, they've been doing this for a very, very long time, and this is something that's been talked about behind the scenes. This is something Alex Jones was talking about today, because this is something he's been railing against, and they're now openly saying, yes, this is something that we've been doing. It's, again, horrifying. This is horrifying. You can sign up to be an organ donor on the Nebraskan Game and Parks website now. They asked when I was checking out with fishing and hunting permits today. Wow. I'm flat out telling you that hospitals have an incentive not to figure out what is actually wrong with you. Yeah, I know. I know they don't. Because they can just spend all the money on testing and stuff like that. I know. I have a ton of health issues myself. That's the other thing too, guys. I have health issues. My father passed away when I was 15 from brain cancer. There's a lot of people in my family that have gotten cancer. That could affect me down the line. I have major back injury. I get constant back pain. My back, my spine is broke in a way and healed so that it pushes on a nerve, so that I have back pain at all times of my life going forward. And the only thing that eases that pain is doing stretches, exercising, and smoking weed. But even then, it only lessens it. It doesn't get rid of it. I have issues with irritable bowel syndrome. I have a lot of health issues, and doctors have thrown me for loops trying to figure out what's wrong with me, even though, for example, I have been through five, maybe 7 doctors just in the past 4 years. And all of them were in really 2 years, because I've had the same one for the past 2 years. And they every single time you go to a new doctor, they put you through all the same tests that the last one did instead of requesting the test from the last one. Blood test, all this stuff, just random bullshit test you don't need. I've gotten multiple fucking x-rays because going to a new doctor, apparently they can't get the x-rays from my previous doctor or from the previous place, or they want updated ones. Like, so many fucking things. They just throw you for a fucking loop, and then one day I'm having a really bad episode with my IBS, and I'm having incredible pain in my abdomen. So I go to the ER just to see if there's anything they can help me with. And a doctor talks to me for like 15 minutes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you clearly have IBS," and then he fucking diagnoses me with IBS. It took me 2 fucking years, multiple tests, multiple X-rays, multiple ultrasounds. I'm 24. I've had an endoscopy and a colonoscopy by the age of 22. An ER nurse was able to figure out that I had IBS. Just off the things that I was telling him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Our health industry is absolutely fucked. And then, you know, I again, the Brian Thompson assassination by Luigi Mangione, I will never say that he was justified in his actions, because he wasn't. But I fully understand what can drive someone to do something like that. The things that our health industry and that our government does against us, and there's no repercussions for it, it can only last so much longer. There were some 48,000 organ transplants in 2024, according to the United Network of Organ Sharing. Last year, it said there were more than 7,200 donations after circulatory death donors, making up 43% of all deceased donors. Donations after circulatory death is defined as when the donor patient is still on life support near death and will not recover. So, making up 43% of all deceased donors. So 43% of all deceased donors are patients still on life support near death or apparently won't recover. But as we know, doctors aren't always accurate. They can't always predict if you'll recover or not. So it's vague. It's fucking vague. Don't forget, Friday, 5:30 Central, unboxing the Bass Motherlode. Saturday, live fishing stream starts around 9 to 10 a.m. on my central, or my, is that central time, Shitty Gov? You gotta, if you're gonna do advertising for channels and stuff, you always gotta put time zone. Because keep in mind, what if someone in Europe is looking at your comment, you know? The organ donation thing is just another angle for them to make additional money off of your death after they've willfully misdiagnosed you for years. Yeah, that's the Mad Stork hitting the nail on the head there. Brain aneurysm, but she was on the organ donor list. I mean, who knows, man? Her death could have been legitimate, depending on the circumstances, or they could have neglected to give some care because they wanted her to, you know, because she was on the list. It's terrifying. It said that neither its staff nor transplant professionals are involved in the determination of death. Patient safety is our top priority. Network for Hope looks forward to working collaboratively with HHS and HRSA and encourages the development of policies that support the betterment of the organ transplant system as a whole, CEO Barry Massa said in a statement sent to The Independent. According to the Trump administration, the Biden administration's organ procurement and transplantation networks membership and professional standards committee closed the case without taking action. HRSA demanded a thorough independent review of the organ procurement organization's conduct and the treatment of vulnerable patients under its care. HRSA's independent investigation revealed clear negligence after the previous OPTN board of directors claimed to find no major concerns in their internal review. So just outright, they found negligence. There was negligence in these cases. After examining more than 350 cases where organ donation was authorized but ultimately not completed, it found that 103 showed concerning features, including 73 patients with neurological signs incompatible with organ donation. What does that mean? Neurological signs incompatible with organ donation. That means there were brain waves or signs of consciousness that would lead one to believe that they're not actually dead. That's what that fucking means. They were killing people that they weren't brain dead. They were killing people that weren't brain dead. They were killing people that were alive. The Times, citing interviews with healthcare workers and a review of the internal records, audio recordings, and text messages, reported that there were 12 additional cases in the 9 states that troubled medical workers and were being investigated. Furthermore, the department said at least 28 patients may not have been fully dead at the time organ procurement was initiated. The investigation found evidence pointing to poor neurological assessments, lack of coordination with medical teams, questionable consent practices, and misclassification of causes of death, particularly in cases involving an overdose. So in cases of overdose, if you overdosed on things, you were more likely to experience negligence in treatment. It also noted vulnerabilities were highest in smaller and rural hospitals, which does make sense. Less people to have oversight and less access to organ donation. They need your organs more. In response to the investigation's findings, the administration has mandated corrective actions as well as system-level changes. Data regarding any safety-related stoppages of organ donation called for by families, hospital, and organ procurement organization staff must be reported to regulators, and the Organ Procurement and Transportation Network must adopt a formal procedure allowing any staff member to halt a donation process if patient safety concerns arise. The network must also update its policies. Absolutely, any staff member, regardless of standing, any medical staff member should be allowed to halt the process at any time if concerns arise as to the legitimacy of the claim that they're safe for harvesting. Last September, the federal government increased oversight of the network following a House committee hearing. As of 2022, 170 million Americans had registered as organ donors. According to the administration, not everyone who registers is able to donate, and only 3 in 1,000 people die in a way that allows for deceased organ donation, which is exactly why they will look for opportunities to neglect your care in order to get those donations completed, because there actually isn't that many every year, which is fair. I understand that there are people that need organs and stuff, but that should in no way ever come at the cost of someone else's life. If people can be saved and they're not being saved so that we can harvest their organs and give them to someone else, so horrifying, so terrifying. Let's see. There was a statement from okay, I think I already read all of this. This is just terrifying, man. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on this are. This is horrifying. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. People need to face, there's so many things that people need to face justice for. Whether it's the Obama stuff, the Ukraine, Gaza, like there's so many things that are going on right now. There's a lot of things that are in the works that I am hopeful for. I don't know, man. I don't know where this goes. Because on one hand, it could just all be a show. It could just all be a show like it normally is. If we don't get action on Obama and Clinton, they're gonna go after Trump whenever they regain power. But that's if World War III doesn't start before then, because I've still been giving updates about Ukraine and Russia and what's going on there. Man, was there any news stories that I missed today, guys? Like, I don't want to miss anything. Please let me know if there was anything I missed today in the chat. But yeah, these were the main news stories today. What am I gonna do for the rest of the day? I want to go make some food. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about, guys. So I think I'm gonna make some food and play some music for you guys. I'll send you guys out to Joey at the end of the song. So stick around for that. And yeah, as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hate this, but I also hate the idea of making Chimera. Making a Chimera. Anyway, later, guys. I'll see you later. I got a really good song. Giving people big heart. Oh yeah. I mean China's all about them hybrids. Just saying. China is all about them. I want an elk heart, sheep lung. Yeah, I don't like that either. But they're doing that already. I mean, Alex Jones has talked about it, and it's been proven. Maybe I'll talk about that one of the days. But China is bioengineering humans to be spliced with other animals so that they're not considered human, and then they can use them for organ harvesting and other things. I know that there was at one point they were trying to make their people resistant to radiation. Like they're always doing some weird bioengineering shit. I want bear lungs. I want bear arms. I want bear arms. Bears are my favorite animal. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I'm gonna play this song for you guys. I think this song really hyped us up today. Really hyped me up for the show today. And I'm gonna hype you guys up again, closing out. And I'll probably play 2 songs. I'll play 2 songs for you guys today. We'll hype you guys up first, and then we'll bring it down. So, peace out, guys. Later. Have a good one. That's not what I fucking...
Static comes in my ears, truth feels blurry. Headlines scream like wolves in a flurry. Who's the liar? Who's the thief? Who's the saint in disguise? Tell me, Tyler, you're dodging the knives. Left, right, both wrong. Truth's been gone too long. Tyler today, cut through the haze. Truth ain't a weapon, it's a light, it's a blaze. Tyler today, won't let it decay. Dodging the shadows, truth finds its way. Ink drips, red facts bleed on a paper. Voices crack, truths lost in the vapor. Fingers point at phantoms in the room. Tell me, Tyler, do we stand or assume? Tyler, the day, cut through the haze. Truth ain't a weapon, it's a light, it's a blaze. Tyler, the day. eyes under glass, blurred edges, truth won't last. Who's the puppet, who's the hand? Questions pile like shifting sand. Tyler today, they spin the play, dodging lies, both sides decay. What's the truth, who's to say? Tyler today, Tyler today. The screen flickers, words on fire, promises twist, wrapped in wire. Whispers loud, the silence screams, broken trust rips at the seams. What's the cost of all the noise? Do we choose or lose our voice? Tyler today, they spin the play, dodging lies, both sides decay. What's the truth, who's to say? Tyler today, Tyler today. Shadows dance across the page, history locked inside a cage. Empty smiles, fake charades. Who's the hero, who's betrayed?